Friends, in this video tutorial we will be talking about actually this. Now that means we will be talking about the McClintock's experiment, which is a very famous experiment regarding transposons. Now she set up a whole experiment based on this observation what we are seeing now. We can see this kernel colors of this maze as we are looking at. It is sometimes are purple, dark purple, like this or this one or this one. Sometimes we are having the spotted color or normal color, and onto there we have purple spots. And the third type we are looking at is this totally colorless, totally purple color, pigmentless spots, less parts. Okay, so these three type of variations are there what she had found at that case, and she tried to answer the question why there are three different types of color. And she knew that this color must be encoded by the genetic parts, so she looked for the genetic parts, and she found something interesting is that in most of the cases there are almost similar genes in all these varying parts of the same food. Now in between here, some of them, all of them, in fact all of them are having the same genetic arrangement, same gene position, but the difference is definitely in the expression of some genes during the development. So what are the type of genes which are responsible for this kind of expression? She tried to find out all these things, and she finally found it out. And the example is pretty astonishing at that time, is that there are genes which are controlling the color of these kernels, but those genes are not controlled by themselves. Sometimes the genes are controlled by some other genes, and those genes present or these genes placed on a particular place of the DNA, but they can act onto somewhere else onto the same DNA by just going there and make a copy of themselves there and going there. So this is called the jumping gene. So we have gene here, suppose let me take a color. So we have a gene, but the gene can really go, the gene can go from one place. So this is the gene, it can go from here to here. So she look at this concept and told this is about like jumping gene. So this is the jumping gene concept which is first derived by her. Now we will be seeing why this was actually happening and why not. Now before going into that, we must say the McClintock's discovery of transposons in corn, what is sorry, not in maize, it's yeah, it's maize too. Okay, no problem. So in corn, what we can find is that the purple kernels are the type of normal or wild type, which is called cap C color. C for color here. And sometimes we are having white kernels. This is due to the mutation in this cap C gene, which right after the mutation we write like small c. Okay, now what she suggested that this kernel color or alleles are unstable in nature. They are not stable, they are unstable, because they are varying pretty rapidly or pretty continuously, right? So in this case what we can see, this she concluded that the small c allele results from a non-autonomous transposon called DS, and DS stands for the dissociation. So dissociation transposon was the first term she had included. Is this is a non-autonomous transposon. That means it cannot make a transpose or cannot transpose itself from one place to another place onto the gene. So it depends on some other transposable elements for doing this. Now later she found that there are transposons called AC transposons, or controllers of the transposition. AC means activator. Now these activator transposons are actually helping these dissociation transposons for or being carried from one place to another place and acting onto the position of cap C gene and changing or mutating the cap C into small c, and as a result of that the kernel color is changing from purple to white. Okay, so this is the actual concept of McClintock. Now let us move on to the level and see how it is possible. Now let us first look at the purple kernels. In this color of purple kernels, what we can find, there are the position of these three genes. We will be looking at them, because other genes we just don't bother about other genes because we don't need to know now. So here is the activator transposable element. This is the dissociation transposable element somewhere at the middle. At the end we can find this gene which is located, which is in caps. So it's a caps gene, normal C gene, expressing the pigment product. The product is purple in color. Now what happened when something or transposition happened from this place? So this dissociation transposon cannot transposes on its own, so it must need the help of other transposable elements. It must need the enzyme transposase, resolvase and all these things to do this, and those enzymes are provided by this activator transposon, which is placed earlier. Now this activated transposons is activating this DS element, or helping this DS element to be copied and be incorporated, or to be cut and incorporated onto this in between this C gene. Now in between this C gene there is the insertion site, and this site is being recognized by the enzyme called transposase, and as a result this DS element will be incorporated onto this site, and as a result of this incorporation the pigment production will be halted because this gene is disrupted. As a result of this disruption of CAPC wild type gene, we produced a mutant C gene, which is a small c. Now as a result of this mutant gene, the color of the kernel changed to white from the purple. So this is another important thing. So this is happening for the normal purpose when you found this white colored kernels in most of the cases. So this is the gene which is the dissociation transposase transposable element, which is transporting from its own place onto this in between the C gene to change the color. This is the conclusion, is a very important conclusion. But what is about all those spotted kernels? Now let us look at the example of the spotted kernels, because we have to answer this too. Now in this case what we can see, this activated or activator transposable elements, normally what we can see, they are activating these DS elements. So right after that, suppose color is changed into white color. Now we take this DNA, and again we can see this activator DNA, though it is helping this DS element to transported and attached to the somewhere in middle of the C, but still this activator DNA is not moving on its own, or it's not cutting itself out of the DNA. So it is sitting on there, it's just controlling the movement of DS portion. So again this activator region activates the DS transposition or DS transposable element or dissociation transposable element out from the C in a few cell, leaving the kernel development again. So as a result of that, this DS will be leaved, and after a few cell division, what we end up with a normal C gene. That means as a result of this normal C gene, few spot of this purple color can be developed. Now you can justify all the pictures with what we have seen. You can see actually there are a lot of these white genes, white kernel color, and there are many kernels which are filled with this different spot of purple color. Some of them are pretty fewer spots, some of them are pretty bright spots or pretty purple spots. Why it is happening? Due to the change of or due to the leaving of the DS element from the C region, and as a result of this movement and several round of cell division, the color is actually coming back. So the color is actually coming back, but in previous cases some regions are still white, because in previous cases those cells actually having that DNA still under or onto which the DS elements is still incorporated, but they will be cleaved out soon. As a result, this color will be turned on to this purple color. Okay, so that's a very important finding in all these cases, and we have noticed this pretty fairly. Okay. So here are the structure of this activator region as well as the dissociation elements. Now the activator element can be consisting of exons and introns, because if you're looking at the eukaryotic gene like this corn gene, we can find it. So exons are our important part, introns we don't need it because this is not coding for any gene. Exons are coding for genes, and at the both end we are having the inverted repeats. You can see it pretty fairly. Now these are the autonomous unit. That means they can code for the important or necessary proteins which are which are really needed during the transposition, like transposase enzyme, like resolvase enzyme, and sometimes other genes maybe which give them the evolutionary advantage, like in case of bacteria we have seen the carrying of antibiotic resistance genes. Now in the second case what we're looking at, the dissociation elements, which is a non-autonomous element. Now this non-autonomous element cannot transpose on its own. There are a lot of examples in this corn, like DS9, DS2D1, DS2D2, DS6. So these are the examples. Now these dissociation elements are actually the key player. They are doing all the jobs, but the activator elements present in very few, they are actually controlling the activity of these dissociation elements. That's our very important concept. And another very important concept is that this activator element cannot cut itself and go there for the particular job. So they are supervising the job, they are sitting on the place where they reside in, but they are sending all the messengers, they are sending all their proteins to finally act along with these DS elements to establish a particular task. Okay, so that's it, and I hope it will help you. Thank you.